speaking of which, though, to pivot a little bit, because this is something I did want to talk about, because it was something that you pointed out was a thing what Jay Williams was saying about Giannis not being what a Scottie Pippen or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
I'm done with Jay Will after that comment, bro.
like I kind of wanted to be like, does he always say dumb things or like?
Yeah.
Look, his hottest takes are always stupid. Like
Real.
he's never had a hot take where we're like, okay, that works. His hot takes are always like, what are you? Shut up! Like you just saying this so I can click on the video, and I'm gonna click on the video, but this isn't smart.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
Because he's just like LeBron wasn't all like what used to be a Pippen, but it's just kind of like LeBron was never a Pippen, and like Jordan didn't win until after Pippen showed up. Pippen and Phil Jackson, matter of fact, but um, and it's just kind of like I get like dudes need to like if you're a best player, you need to learn how to win or whatever. That's not the same as being like, oh, you're a Pippen, because like
Hmm.
Pippen, it's not like what am I trying to say?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you just wake up from a nap?
Me?
Yes.
No, I got done mowing my parents' lawn. It's hot.
All right. But it's just like it's kind of like the first problem with that is like one of the advantages Jordan had over like that Jordan had that Curry has arguably and definitely had that various other players had that LeBron didn't is like well a couple things. One is like a good like GM. Like Jordan's GM was good. He was egotistical, but he was pretty good at what he did.
yeah,
The GM of the Warriors is good. What's that? Isn't that Jay West?
Yeah, not anymore. He's Clippers.
Okay, my bad. But and so like you get a good team built around you.
and
With
you have an owner that will just pay a ton of money.
that of course helps too. Um, and it's like it's when and like it's like LeBron, left Cleveland, but like no one wanted to come play with him. Like that was the only way he would have gotten the ring. Kid, it's like 'cause he can carry a team to the finals somehow, but he can't win it himself.
So what are we talking about?
Like, so I'm not sure if you look in the like little group text or whatever. Alan sent this clip of Jay Williams saying that Giannis isn't saying that right now Giannis isn't a Jordan, he's a Pippen, and he
Oh,
needs to
okay.
go be somebody's Pippen
Yeah, Jay
basically
Will. Was that Richard
right
Jefferson?
now.
Jay
Hmm?
Will.
Jay
Jay
Will?
Will, yeah,
Yeah.
Because Richard Jefferson said it on Twitter, right?
I
they both said it on Twitter, I think.
I think Richard Jefferson was like feeding off of it, but when Richard Jefferson like is jokingly talking, it's kind of hard to take him serious.
Yeah, you can't take. Well, Richard Jefferson generally makes like intelligent basketball calls. Like his takes are generally intelligent. Jay Will is just generally not. Uh, they just are. I, he just says things, but like he says things in a more articulate way than Paul Pierce, so you kind of gotta respect it. But like at the end of the day, if you look at the substance, he's just saying nothing. Yeah, Jay Will was tripping. Uh, I don't know. I just think this year we're seeing to play in the bubble. You have to be to play very very well in the bubble. You got to be a dog. Like as a basketball player, you got to be a dog. If you're a dog, if you're not a dog, you're being exposed essentially, right? Especially to people who
Jimmy
like.
Butler's time to shine. I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I just said it's Jimmy Butler's time to shine.
Essentially, right? Because we all know I hate Jimmy Butler, but like when there's no thousands of people pumping you up, that kind of mentality is what's going to showcase, right? So that's why he's doing this thing, and um, Damian Lillard was doing his thing, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you're the better team is going to outshine more times than not, but That's why for Russell Westbrook, excluding last game, but the game before that, for against the Lakers, he was doing his thing. You know what I mean? Because like he's gonna outwork the next person because he doesn't necessarily need a crowd. And I guess Russell Westbrook just needs people's baby mamas and babies to yell at. But like you like those kind of personalities are the ones that are gonna showcase themselves and shine bright. But the Bucks don't have those people like at all. You know what I mean? Like Giannis isn't. Giannis has like dog like moments, but he's not a dog. You know what I mean? Brooke Lopez is not a dog. You know what I mean? Uh, uh, who else even have on that team? I'm not gonna lie to you.
Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton, not a dog. You know what I
Pat
mean?
Connaughton.
You want like a praying mantis.
Connaughton.
Not a dog. You know what I mean? Eric Bledsoe's the strongest, like the dog-like character on that team, and everybody knows he's not a dog. You know what I mean? He left the Clippers because Chris Paul was the dog for him. You know what I mean? So like, it's not surprising. It's surprising because they're a 1 seed that they almost got swept, but it's not surprising because of the atmosphere of the bubble that they got swept by this Heat team. Now, I don't think they'll go to the NBA Finals, right? Because the Celtics got a lot of dogs. Like the Celtics they got one Marcus Smart is the entire Bucks team. Like Marcus Smart fills that role for the entire team, right? And like a Patrick Beverly will fill that role for like a Clippers team he's like the outlandish dog. The Kawhi Leonard's like a dog, but it's like about it. You know what I mean? He's gonna be real quiet, but what it is. But the Bucks just I don't know. But like to make a judgment call on Giannis because of this bubble situation in this playoffs by calling him a Pippin, I don't think that's like a logical explanation, like at all. Like it's you can't take anybody's true character except those person. Like the only thing you can take from this is like, oh, that person works harder than this person from the bubble, right? Because people shooting percentages are up because they're not looking at thousands of fans. The space is more confined. Like everything is adjusted to make the players better. But if you're gonna be playing a whole team of dogs of Andre Iguodala's and Crowlers and your Butlers and heroes, you're gonna get exposed if your whole team is soft. like no one on the Bucks team has been named non-soft their entire careers, right? They're all finesse 3-point shooters, and Giannis is the only one that gets to the rim. You know what I mean? So like I don't know, like for Richard Jefferson and for more importantly Jay Will, nonsense Jay Will, I'll call him from now on. For him to make a judgment call, I'll call him a Pippin, and then tag LeBron and whatever. That's a whole nother can of worms. But it was all really dumb to me.
Yeah, and I agree with you on the dog thing, but like Giannis is also in his 7th year. Like almost no person that I can like think of within like the last like 20 years, unless they had someone else who was completely dominant, they did not win anything of like note before. Like D-Wade was elite in 2006, but he also had like an older version of Shaq who could still get the job done for the most part. And then
that won the championship or got the championship?
Won the championship in 2006.
Okay. Yeah, Shaq was a year off of his Laker run, so Shaq was still dominant at that point.
Exactly. So you got all of that, and then if you want to go back to like Kobe, 7 years, it's still Shaq. Like,
but what about Dallas though?
That's 2011.
Yes, Dallas was a team-oriented win, like for sure.
That was a really good team in like
full of veterans.
They're exactly like everybody was well past 7 years in the league.
They got George Hill on the Bucks.
No, I'm talking about like your superstar, like the person who's supposed to lead your franchise. Like that doesn't happen in the first 7 years.
No, it doesn't. I mean, Giannis probably leaves. If we're being honest with ourselves, like Giannis probably leaves to go somewhere else. Which he shouldn't, because they've been setting him up for success in his entire career. But You're right. First 7 years, not many people automatically come out winning like that. He's probably won more than most people have, right? But when it comes to the playoffs, it has been noted that he comes up short, and sometimes it's his fault. This year, I wouldn't say this is his fault, but last year, getting demolished by Kawhi Leonard was his fault, or it was Kawhi's fault. But
I mean, like, it is Kawhi.
Like we're also talking about people who just like aren't a good matchup for him. Like Kawhi is probably one of the strongest dudes in the league, and then you match him up with somebody else who's a strong dude that can like match up with him physically 1-on-1. Like that's the issue with Bam. Like people been talking about that like all year. Bam is just fast enough, just strong enough, just tall enough to like somewhat neutralize Giannis. So was Kawhi because he's so much stronger.
yeah, I mean, but I get it, but I don't get it. I get it because Kawhi, like, period. You know what I mean? Like, it's Kawhi. But Giannis is also, they say 6'10", probably more like 7 foot, and he runs like a deer. And he'll take one dribble after half court and then dunk it. You know what I mean? Like his physical qualities should allow him to be able to dominate somebody at like who is 6'6" and 225 under the rim, but yet he couldn't.
You're talking about
But like Kawhi's also got doesn't Kawhi also have like a really long wingspan? Besides that, like it's like all those things are true, but also like they're more advantageous in the open court than like in the half court because it's like it doesn't matter that you can take one dribble and get to the rim if we're in a half court set. Like if we're in the half court, the fast break is over.
Yeah, but I mean that's also why I would say like Kawhi had a long wingspan for a 6'6" guy. Giannis has a long wingspan for somebody who's 7 foot. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's still different, but like I think Giannis' game is so one dimensional. Like, yeah, he'll hit like a three every blue moon or a mid range every blue moon or whatever. But it's all long transitional points, majority of the time, right? Like it's still no reason why somebody could be built like Giannis. And yeah, you have the capabilities of dribbling the ball and all that kind of stuff, but you should have at least one post move, and he doesn't. You know what I mean? Like he's winning MVP purely based off of physical will and stature, but skill wise,
isn't he a pretty good passer? Maybe I misunderstood that.
I mean, he's a right. He's a pretty good passer. If we're saying pretty good, it's like directly under good. Like he's pretty good. He's not good. He's pretty good. He gets the job done. You know what I mean? Like he gets the job done. He'll pass it out to the 3-point line for a shooter. You know what I mean? But that's not nowhere near one of his better qualities. But like I'm just like I get his 7th year, but also his game should have grown a little more than what it is. Like, yeah, we understand you need to be able to shoot a 3, but inside the paint, you aren't that versatile anyways. You know what I mean? Like it's like I don't know. I have questions. Like, yeah, he's obviously MVP this year, but like skill wise, right? Like this whole thing can only take you so long of just willing yourself to get points, rebounds, and whatever. Because if you get hurt, what happens? Right? He got hurt. All of a sudden, he couldn't change his game up. And all of a sudden, what happened? He's played on it, was doing the exact same things, and got hurt again, even worse. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I get like if you're, I don't know how old is he? How does he in the year? 25. Yeah, that's good at 25. Once you hit 30, I don't know. Once you hit 29, really, you know what I mean? I don't know. So I don't know. I'm like I like Giannis a lot, but like I'm also like iffy on like him moving forward. I don't know. But to call him a Pippin is a slap in the face from a guy who was good in college. So like whatever.